Hello everybody and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now in this episode, all of our main quests are actually done. Like there's nothing more to the main storyline. All the quests are done for the story, we only have side quests and such, but we still have the Order of the Ancients. Now I went ahead and got rid of the rest of these guys. It was a bit of a pain and took quite a while. Also got rid of the only Zealots I had remaining. But we only have one more person on our list. King Alfred himself, the father. The father gives commands to Folke. He's a Saxon, highly educated, must answer to someone above him, which is actually pretty interesting considering he is a king and he holds a position of power. Now we are here in Ravensthorpe and we are going to talk to Hytham. I don't think we've talked to Hytham ever since that stuff with Basim. Let's see what's going on with that.
Eivor, did Basim contact you in Norway? He said he would be joining you. Yet here you are, and I have no word from him.
Hytham, this will be hard to hear, but Basim attacked us in Norway. Vengeance for some transgression of ours, imagined or real.
You mean you slew him yourself?
Sigurd and I, together. I know this comes as a...
I do not understand. Why would he do such a thing? He loved Sigurd, he loved you.
I do not understand it myself. Perhaps one day we can speak about this with more clarity. But for now, I am deeply sorry. I cleared Winchester of the Order. Yet to do so meant working with King Alfred.
Your poor fellow soldier led you to the King of Wessex? How very strange. He, or she, is toying with you, it seems.
Keep this. It serves your cause better than it does my pocket.
Ah, good. I hope this one did. As a token of my deep gratitude, I want you to have this. You have done well, but there are more still.
I have to go.
Then go in peace.
Hytham? What? I feel like he glitched out because the camera messed up a little bit there also.
Eivor, there you are.
What?
I have something for you. A message. Quite strange.
Hi, Hytham.
Something for me.
He teleported
What
over
is
here,
it?
I guess. That's
A
why the
letter
camera messed up.
requesting your presence in the southwest. A village called Athelney.
Nothing strange about a summons for me, is there?
It is not the recipient I find strange. It is the sender. The letter is signed a poor fellow soldier of Christ.
Ah, a mysterious partner.
For a short time, I hoped it might be Basim feeding us the names of these targets. He seemed the most likely man, for a time.
Only one way to discover the truth. Thank you, Hytham. I'll take care of this.
Letter from the poor fellow soldier of Christ. Eivor the Raven Clan of Mercia. The Order of Ancient is all but destroyed, and your good works in England are all but complete. One heathen yet remains, the Grand Magister of this contemptible order. Should you wish to continue your work, come to Athelney in the northwest of Hamptonshire, and we will discuss the means by which you may find this last elusive target. Blessings upon you, a poor fellow soldier of Christ. This has to be King Alfred, like a different persona, an alibi even. Oh, we made it to Athelney. It's a very small village, only a couple of houses. It is a bit of a rainy day, sadly. Let's see if we can find who this poor fellow soldier is. Is it that guy? Baker?
All right there?
Yes. Hello. I do not mean to intrude, but I'm looking for someone.
And who would that be then?
I do not know exactly.
Well, that'd be why you ain't found him. But you're free to pass the time just here if you like.
Thank you.
These are soul cakes, love. Do you know soul cakes?
I do, I enjoy them.
They're small things, size of a lumpy fist, so they'll bake fast. Keep your eyes sharp.
Alfred.
And the butter, do I baste them?
No need, love. We'll leave the butter for meal time.
I look forward to it.
Right then. I'll leave you to this. If you need me, I'll be doing the washing up next door.
It's a bit odd.
Quite a step down
Alfred
from
breaking
your
bread
former work,
or baking
Lord.
bread.
As their guest, I volunteer to help with the daily chores. They offer me a bed. I tend the cakes.
I
Do they
tend the
not feel
cakes.
strange giving orders to their king? Or do they know?
That knowledge would benefit no one.
I read your message. You went through a great deal of trouble to obscure yourself as this poor soldier of Christ. As I remember, you even sent yourself one of these letters in Winchester. A clever touch.
The Order wanted me dead. I had to be careful.
He'd be great in Among
You
Us.
said you knew nothing about the Order then. Pled ignorance. But you knew everything. Their names, their schemes.
Would you join me for a walk? You look well, Eivor.
I am. The wars have ended, and my settlement thrives.
The wars have not ended. You have simply stopped fighting. But men are brewing plots in mead halls and bedrooms. You will see.
And how are you, Alfred? Getting used to the idea of being unremarkable.
I am well. Better than I expected. In this exile, I have found a somewhat nourishing peace. Each morning, I am awakened by the sun and growling cormorants. I bathe in the chilly water of the marsh. I eat from shrubs and drink from buckets. It is a good life. Simple. Blessed. I've never been so far west. I find it quite peaceful here. Calming.
I've traveled a long way to hear one name, Alfred. Who is the Order's Grand Magister?
Tell your shadowy friends that England is swept clean. Your work is done.
You.
Grand Magister was not a title I desired. It passed to me on the death of my brother. From my father before him. Defilers of God's majesty and grandeur. I was their master, and I loathed them. With Goodwin, I set a plan in motion to destroy the Order from within. But my troubles with the Danes delayed that plan.
But your trouble with this Dane is what led to their demise.
You are Norse, are you not?
You have a good ear.
I owe you my thanks, Eivor. For that, I give you this. The key to my study. That you may better understand the good you have done. With the Order all but destroyed, you have made room for a greater idea. One to take its place. A universal divine order, inspired by God for the betterment of man.
With a poor fellow soldier at its head.
You have saved England, whether or not that was your intent. Now let England save you.
England is no more, Lord. You're the last of her kings, and yet you have no kingdom.
Look around you. God's works are wondrous. They cannot be ignored, nor resisted. In time, all those who accept God will flourish, and all those who defy him will fall away. Should you remain in England, you too will one day be her subject.
Oh, bloody crumbs! The cakes are burned. Where is that man? Young man, where have you gone?
Damn. That may have earned me a night of washing linens. I do not know if we shall meet again, Eivor. God willing we will. As one lord to another, perhaps. I'm coming, my lady. I'm here.
Alfred gave me a key to unlock his study. Somewhere in Winchester.
Oh dear, look at them little balls of soot.
Good lady, forgive me. I was lost in thought.
No matter, just let him cool and we'll begin again.
Direct me, and I will obey.
Oh my gosh. I like Alfred actually. He was put in a position he didn't want to be in. He gave himself a different persona under Poor Fellow Soldier of Christ in order to have a different identity, maybe a new identity. Under this persona, he wanted to lead us the way to get rid of the other persons within the order, because he wanted to get rid of the order all along. Even whenever we were dealing with Folke, he still wanted to get rid of the order. That was his plan all along. But we were just one of the people he used in order for that to happen. From the passing down of the title of his brother, the father before him, down to our good old king himself. And now he is probably not going to be king anymore unless this is just like a side hobby. A second life he'll go to time to time. I like it. I like it very much. Oh, that is everybody within the Order of the Ancients. We could end the game now. There's nothing else that we have to do as far as quests. But there is something else we have to do as far as weapons and gear that we have to get post-game. You may already know what those are. And if you do, well, isn't that a treat? Let's go back to Hytham. Hytham, I have some news for you.
Here you are, Hytham. The last of the Order's sigils. You'll find King Alfred's among them.
King Alfred? Did our poor fellow soldier lead you to his hiding place?
He did, for they were one and the same. Our poor fellow soldier of Christ was the Grand Magister of the Order of the Ancients.
He turned on his own order. Fascinating.
Not turned so much as trampled. His devotion to Christ and what he calls a universal order set him against them from the start. With all sincerity, he loathed the title and the duty he had inherited and wished them destroyed.
Wonderful. With his abdication, the last stronghold of the Order has been dismantled. All that remain are scraps here and there. And you, Eivor. Now that you have seen our enemy and you understand our cause, I wonder if you would join us. Become a hidden one.
Was this your ultimate goal, Hytham? A trial by fire? It is a kind offer, but I do not believe we fight for quite the same cause. Your creed demands that you keep your triumphs hidden. I prefer my glory to be in plain view for all to see.
If I taught you our creed, if you spent time with it, it could open your mind to another view.
Another view is always welcome, but to live without celebrating one's glory and honor and achievements is not a life for me. But know this, I would give my life in a moment for those I love, and who love me in return. All here, including you, my friend.
I understand you well, Eivor. Very well indeed.
Oh, Hytham, it was good working with you. I'll miss you. I'll miss those hunts. But we must move on. Look at this cape that he gave us, Thor's cape. The final piece. Oh my gosh, that looks really, really good. The final piece of Thor's armor set. Kind of. Because we only have one piece left that we must get in this post-game content. We have the entirety of Thor's armor. We have Odin's Spear Guningir. But there's still one thing we have to get.
Man your oars. Sail out! Let's have a song. Is there a sea skull among you?
My favorite part of any battle is the moment before it. Everyone has their ritual in that flutter of anticipation. Our hearts race. Soma would visit the children of the camp, recount an old myth like a wise skald. She filled those little ones with courage. She knew they desired a chance to fight in great battles one day. And if we did not win, they would not have their chance. Once I followed her on this ritual and watched her speak. To keep things fun, she often mixed up the old myths. Then Freya rode her cats through Elfheim, tearing up the dark elves in search of the mead of poetry. Those little eyes, the children's faces, aflame, enamored. I saw myself as one of them. I felt so much better. Soma has that way with people. She has that way with me. She need only tell a story or two and the war is already won.
Sing us a song. Who'll share a tale?
During my 19th winter, King Styrbjorn ordered the construction of a new longhouse. The splendid hall you now see at Fornburg. To build this longhouse, he employed the help of 20 men. I was among them, as was Fradi, the strongest and stoutest man I had ever seen. We set about felling trees and hewing wood for timber. Fradi was the fastest of us, dropping 41 trees in all.
Save it for later. Sing, my ravens. Let's hear a story. We need an epic tale.
I had a sweetheart once, a long time back. A fine lady I'd known since I was a boy. Now, believe it or not, there was a time when I was easy on the eyes. The girl and I, we ran off together, but we were discovered. She had been promised to another, and that man had found us. We fled, but had nowhere to run. I told the girl to hide, but she did not. She was convinced he would not harm me. A word from her, and he would leave us. Sadly, she was wrong. Vengeance gripped his mind. To restore his lost honor, he challenged me to a holmganger. I was nothing but a young lad. There was no winning. I knew that. My sweetheart encouraged me to fight. I could see in her eyes she believed in me. But my knocking knees drowned out all sound. I ran to the sounds of her howling. Her barbed words cursing me to a coward's painful death. Words I vowed to never hear again. So I never ran again. From anything. I stand and fight, always prepared to die.
You Salskulls got a story.
I knew a crazed man about my age called Rokur, who we had taken to calling Rokur the Rodent for his habit of collecting axes. For 20 years he collected axes of all make and size. He had never seen a day of battle, but he swore to Thor that he would. In his 31st year, after drinking too much ale, Rokur seduced another man's wife. That man called a holmgang against Rokur. Rokur accepted the holmgang, and on the agreed-upon day, he laid out 12 of his axes and asked, "Which of these will I use to slay you? Will it be Bone Splitter?" he said. "My bearded blade inscribed with Seidr runes, affixed to a handle of English oak? Or Blood Fountain?" he continued. "My Dane axe, which swings through the air on 2 hands with the speed of an arrow's flight? Or might it be Twin Wolf Wounder?" Rokur growled, growing even more bold. A fierce pair of throwing axes. At that moment, the man who had challenged Rokur brought a large stone down upon his head. Rokur died instantly, and his axes were given away as gifts.
once saw a Dane in Gautland boil bear meat for his supper. Can you believe that? He boiled it! Disgusting. We were stuck in a cave in the mountains, hiding from a snowstorm. The bear was meant for the village, but we had first pickings. But Solveig, a local oaf, he just ripped the flank off the bear and tossed it into a pot meant for vegetables. Left it there for an afternoon. Now, if you boil anything that long, it ends up tasting like leather. Flavorless. With fish, steer, horse, it does not matter. To bring out the flavors, you must prepare the meat. Not just butcher and toss it into a pot with yesterday's sludge. I have a recipe for bear. You coat it with honey and scrape it with salt before roasting over on a spit. Nothing better. When this oaf served up his boiled bear, another man, Njal, he sliced his piece down the center and wore it for a show. Ha! You see, there are few things in life that can be both luxury and need. I prefer not to squander the meat on my spit.
Strike up a tune.
As we approach this our last achievement of sorts for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I would just like to thank all of you for watching. Not only the Assassin's Creed Valhalla videos, but if it's Cyberpunk, Last of Us Part 2, Miles Morales, any of those, just thank you for watching and enjoying it. Leaving a like or a dislike, whatever you choose to do. I would just like to say thank you. It's been a crazy year. I started this back in March just because of COVID. I was able to have the time. I learned Premiere Pro, After Effects, made my own intro, outro. I don't really have an intro anymore, but
We can continue.
the outro at least I learned how to make.
Deadly cold.
And just looking up how to do different things, and I'm enjoying it very much, even with Twitch, live streaming and such. It's a lot of fun learning all of that. I think it's a very good trade, especially if I can become proficient in it. I can possibly edit other people's videos. Either way, it's been a crazy year. I have no idea what's going to happen within the next year. I do know that we will be playing Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, and if there's any other games going on, then we'll try it at that. Whether it's PC, PS5, whatever of the sorts. Overall, this series has been a lot of fun. I haven't played Assassin's Creed since Syndicate. I finished Syndicate. I don't really remember what happened in Syndicate. I just know it was pretty fun to play. Odyssey and Origins I completely skipped. I may go back and play those, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if I just skipped them. There's enough content on YouTube for me to see what I missed. But this game was a lot of fun. It was very different from Syndicate, I must say, and it's a very good change. I enjoyed the story a lot. I do feel like I have to do a second playthrough if I want to really know the characters and everything, because I feel like I don't remember many of the characters that fought with us in that last battle in the episode before this one. Overall, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with how the story ended. I'm satisfied with how the world is, with how much content there is. I think we are about 55 hours into this game, and it will probably take another 50 hours to do 100%. But if you add mods and such into that, then obviously much less. Ooh, I love that thunder. You can see down there just what we're going to. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as I enjoyed playing the game, recording, editing. This is the very last thing for this series. I don't think there's anything else that we can do to add another episode. Even though it's number 29, we're not ending on that even number unless there is something worthwhile. Oh, listen to that sound. winner is ours. And there it is. There's that finished set. All 5 pieces of Thor's armor, Odin's spear, Gungnir, and Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. The ultimate set for a Viking. And this game is now complete. Thank you so much for watching this series. I really appreciate it. If you want to check out any of my other series I just finished Cyberpunk 2077 a couple weeks ago. I think it was a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before episodes of this came out some more. I did the Corpo Path line on that, and I am thinking of doing a second and third playthrough with the Nomad and Street Kid over on Twitch, if I actually get the time to. As well as I did Last of Us Part 2 a couple months ago, if you want to go see that. As well as Spider-Man Miles Morales, although that was on the PS4. If I am able to get a PS5, hopefully by spring break, and definitely before God of War Ragnarok, I do plan on doing at least a little bit of gameplay over on Twitch, not as another series or anything here on the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching this series. This was a lot of fun. This was definitely one of my favorite games out of 2020. I am very happy I got to play it, and very happy you guys were able to join me on this. So I will see you all in the next series. Hope you have a great day, and also Happy New Year's. It is the 29th of December as I'm recording this, so I did complete my goal of finishing this game before New Year's, but this episode specifically will probably go up maybe the 2nd or 3rd of January. So Happy New Year's to you guys. Stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.